Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Half a day, everybody. Jason Salas, your 671 sports nerd here, and I am on the pitch here at the Guam Football Association National Training Center, and I have here Coach Kristin Thompson. We always talk about here on the show about athletes getting opportunities, seizing those opportunities, moving on, and that is what our beloved Coach Kristin has an opportunity, and she is taking that right now. So she has been the coach of the senior women's national team, the Masakada.
Yes.
Yes.
The proud leader of the Masakada, always.
There you go. Okay, so first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, you have been such an integral part. I mean, you're an island girl.
Yep.
You grew up here.
Through and through.
Central and South.
Central, South, everywhere.
Yeah, so you know the pulse of the people. I mean, the Masakada itself has grown from this club into a competitive national program.
Yep.
I love the fact that you guys absolutely belt out the Inifresi.
Oh yeah, all the time, every time.
Get it, chicken skin every time I see it.
Every time, it doesn't matter. I always tell the girls, it doesn't matter if it's the academy girls, the senior team, whenever Inifresi is said, goosebumps happen, chills, even now, chills happen, and it's my favorite part.
And literally, you've got the Great Seal of Guam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
On your shoulder. You are moving on, but I want to talk about some of the impressions that you've got and what coaching the national team has meant to you as someone who has lived and breathed football.
For sure. A lot of people say it's always their dream to coach the senior national team of their country. And I can honestly say it wasn't one of my dreams just because I didn't think it was ever possible. I didn't think it would ever be, number one, a female's job, number two, a local female's job. So I was so honored and so privileged for the year and a half that I was able to do it. And I think the highlight, which fits right into it, the highlight of me doing it for me was we had a training camp last Thanksgiving, and all the girls came here. And all the girls from the States came here, and we had a training camp here. We went to all the historical places, we went to all the good food, we went everywhere. And the girls that sometimes don't necessarily get that taste of the island they're representing were able to come here, experience that. Then we went right to a tournament. Perfect. We drew on all of those aspects of the history of what it means to be a Masakada, what it means to represent the island. And then right from there, a couple months break, and we went to Saudi Arabia, most of the same team. And for me, that was such a highlight and such a journey for me as a coach to bring the players from training camp to tournament to break to tournament again. And it was amazing, amazing, amazing.
And as the coach of the senior women's national team, you're not just dealing with like fundamentals and core skills anymore and everything. I mean, you're talking about philosophy, team dynamics, the human behavior and everything. What are some of the challenges about coaching at that level?
Coaching at that level is crazy because you're working with players who are involved in club teams and school teams themselves. So it's bringing them all together, bringing these different pieces of the puzzle together and figuring out how they fit and where they fit. So a player that plays forward for their club team might come in and actually play left wing or right wing or somewhere different. So for me, the biggest challenge for me was figuring out, sometimes even on the fly, of what about if we put this player over here, that player over there, and even on the different dynamics of game management and being able to be like, during the game, switching players around and just figuring out how it all worked. So when you have players at that level, you can move them around like that and there's not a big they don't start to freak out about, oh, coach, I'm normally right and now I'm on the left, or what about I normally midfield, now I'm forward. So the freedom to be able to do that was amazing for me.
Now, I would say that without doubt, the Guam Football Association and the Guam Basketball Confederation are the two premier federations on Guam as far as organization, the amount of resources you have, this world-class training facility you have. Talk about what it meant to be able to have that kind of backing to really realize your vision.
Yeah, the access during the training camp, it was amazing. We were here on Guam, so we used our gym, we used our fields, we used our pitches. We were able to interact with our club teams, have events where our players could come and watch. So to have the facility here, have a training camp here, host games here. When I first got here, we had the U17 tournament here. So to be able to host tournaments here can better show our community, our football community, of this is what you can aspire to, rather than always going off island to play. To be able to play here and showcase the talent here is amazing.
I mean, there is merit in being able to travel.
You
guys
have,
I can't even imagine, Coach,
places.
the amount of frequent flyer miles you've amassed over the last 18 months.
We rack them up. It's fun. It's fun.
Okay, so let's talk about where you will be heading. Guam is always going to be
Always
in your
home. Always.
You've made such a huge positive impact on our sports community, like soccer/football, notwithstanding. But where are you headed to?
So I'm headed out this next week. I'm headed to Virginia. I've been hired by a club team there. It's called the St. James. They operate out of Springfield, Virginia, but they're also connected to Chelsea in England. So I'm heading there. I'll be their girls academy director, and then I'll also be one of their coaches. We haven't really decided which team yet I'm going to coach, but I'll go there. I'll be in charge of all the teams from the little girls all the way up to the seniors, and then figuring out which team I kind of want to get into and coach. But yeah, so I'm super excited to get out there, see how it's going, and get into. I'm going to be coaching or helping coach and manage ECNL, GA, all those different leagues in the States that are high-level tiers.
Okay,
so I'm excited.
And if you know anything about women's soccer, East Coast is where it's at. I mean, all due respect to like all the West Coasters, that's Mia Hamm territory.
Yeah,
that's Abby Wambach territory.
True.
All
true,
down
true.
the seaboard. So,
Yep.
what do you bring from your experience coaching back here at home? And what you've been able to learn, what you've been able to to work into your style.
Right. So over the course of being here, I've actually gotten my A license. I've learned so much more about how the game works as a big picture. And so being able to see the whole field, all 11 players on the field, not just the direct ones around the ball. So I've learned a ton of management, and also just bringing a team from training camp to tournament is amazing. So I'm going to bring all of that back and hopefully use it.
Okay, now I found out that you were actually moving on from Facebook.
Yes.
Because we're Facebook friends.
Yes,
me
we
and
are.
Coach.
Yeah, we are. Always.
Okay. I can only imagine what your players, the women who have played for you and the women that are playing for you now, what has been like the reaction of them, like giving you your flowers and saying thank you, Coach?
They are so excited. I've gotten a ton of just like, congrats, we're going to miss you, but great luck, good job, thank you for what you've done. But they're excited, and I'm excited to see some of them more regularly when they play in the States, and then also keeping track of them. And I've reached out to all the players, both in the national program, not in the national program. I want to stay connected to Guam. So I want to stay involved in their careers, whether it's helping them get into a college or helping them, I'm hoping, my dream is to have some of them come and play for me maybe, or, host a team from Guam to play either against or with my club. If my club has a college showcase, which they have every year, have some players from Guam come out and get seen in a different, Guam has a lot of connections on the West Coast, so I'm hoping to add that extra piece of the puzzle in the East Coast with girls wanting to go to college or wanting to, spend the summer with a club. I'm hoping to keep that connection real and keep the players connected in there.
I mean, it's so incredibly cliche, but you take the girl away from the island, you're never going to take the island away from the girl.
Never, 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 never.
Okay, another question, Coach, is I've been here when you had the Sugar and Spice tournament.
Yes,
yeah, just a few months ago. You were up in the stands taking the most furious notes I've ever seen. I mean, this was like a college freshman, right, in Psych 101 class.
Yeah.
She was taking these incredible notes, and that's always been a hallmark of how you are as a evaluator of talent, as someone who can assess ability and see, okay, I can see you right now, I can see where you can become as a member of our national team. What's your approach to actually seeing what most people don't see?
Yeah. So I love to watch games, and I love to take notes, and I love to analyze not only the players but the coaches, and just trying to figure out, what was that player trying to do? And my favorite thing is to watch the younger girls, the younger kids play and see the potential and see where they might go someday. So everyone's always like, well, what evaluation sheet do you use? And do you have a grading system? No, I just like to look at the whole player and see like where she could go in her career, where she could help a team, where her strengths are, where her improvements need to be. And I never like to be like, oh, that was a 4 or oh, that's a 2. But I like to be like, she's really good at this, and there's potential for this. And then give them something to strive for, but then also encourage them, this is what you're good at. This is what you need to focus on.
And you also told me during that tournament is you're like, I have the ability to actually see the intangibles.
Yeah.
Is she a very, very good teammate? How does she communicate?
Yep.
Does she pick her head up when, when things, it would be so easy just to hang her head?
Yep, and there's a lot of, especially now in the game, there's so much off the pitch, and there's so much mental side of the game now that I watch players during halftime. I watch players when they get subbed out. I watch players when they're interacting with their teammates, when they're coaches, with the opponent, with the referee. There's so much outside of the game that needs to be analyzed as well, not just how they perform on the pitch.
Okay, so next question is fairly obvious. I've waited this long to say. Obviously, you're confident in the success and, speaking of potential, in where the women's program is going from here. What does the next 6 months, next year hold for the Masakada?
It's only up from here. It's only up from here. They have so much potential, and they're going to go places, and I'm excited to watch them do it.
Okay, final question for Coach Kristin Thompson, right? What food are you going to miss from your island, and what ingredients are you going to? I'm sure you're going to load up on a choti. You're going to make red rice out there. Introduce that. Virginia, red rice is coming to you.
It's coming. Growing up here, it's so funny because I just love it all. I love all the different cultures, all the different, that all come together to make what we consider Guam food. Obviously the red rice, obviously the barbecue, obviously lumpia, obviously, latidza has always been my downfall to all of my dieting is always latidza.
Not during training though.
Not during training, never during training. But I'm gonna miss the food, but I think I'm gonna miss more the culture that goes around the food. Sitting around the fiesta table and eating, yes, the food is amazing, but it's the family that goes around it that I'm going to miss the most.
There you go, and it's all about family. So Coach Kristin Thompson, the coach of the Masakada for a few more days, did great things with our women's national program in very, very good hands. So Coach, we wish you the very best. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You've always been good at anything you've done.
Thank you.
We'll catch up with you when you're over there.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.